Welcome back, guys. Sorry for the wind today. Anyways, we're out here testing some 300 Blackout. I've got my pistol. We're testing some of the Lee 312-155-2R with some 700X. We're only at 25 yards. I've got the chronograph out. We've got our target set up. Let's get at it. Here's our first group. I only had 4 shots actually. 3 touching and 1 outside, 14.5 grains. We had full function and lock back, no pressure signs. On to 15 grains. All right, 15 grains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's pretty nice. I'm sure that could just be my inconsistent bullet casting, but that's not too bad here. We got about 1.5 inches, 3 of them all touching. Let's bump it up to 15.5. So here we are with 15.5 grains. Again, just over 1 inch. 2 touching here, 2 down low, 1 up here. That's not too bad. We're right dead center of our 0, but we're not seeing any pressure signs, so we're gonna go up to 16 grains now. 16 grains. So I felt like I was holding pretty well, but we had a very tight deviation with our velocity, but it seems we're starting to open up as we near the top end. On to the next one. 16.5, here we go. Okay, so wow, it looks like 16.5 grains. We really tightened up there. We're probably right at 1 inch there, and probably one of our best standard deviations and spreads on the velocity as well. So let's get back into the bench and we'll look at some other data here. So we'll just take a quick look again at our target and see some velocity numbers. Here was 14.5 grains. Again, only 4 on the target. That's because this one I decided to try not sizing the bullet, and as you can see, it's pretty much didn't quite fit into the chamber, so that's why it's very important that you size your projectiles correctly, or at all really. So yep, that one didn't chamber, no big deal. Anyways, there's our first group. Average velocity 1614, extreme spread of 61, and a standard deviation of 22. And this is the brass for that group. Anyways, on to the next target. 15 grains, average velocity 1671, extreme spread of 26, and a standard deviation of 10. And we only had 4 shots that registered on the chronograph, 3 of them touching, 1 high, 1 low, about 2 inches apart. And that is this group here. And actually on this one, all the primers look pretty similar, just barely starting to flatten, but nothing extreme. So on to the next. So at 15.5, we were pretty much dead on our point of aim. Average velocity, this jumped way up to 1726. We had one really high and one really low. That's an extreme shred of 110 feet per second, holy crap, and our standard deviation at 39. Yep, that's no good there. Although our group did sort of tighten up. This is just over an inch, from 2 inches here down to over an inch. You know, starting to tighten up, but the numbers over here are horrible. They're not telling the same story. They're not on the same page. On to 16 grains. Actually, brass first. And yeah, there is not a whole lot to see. On to the next. Okay, so 16 grains. We're back up to 3 inches here. Not good at all. Average velocity was 1765. Extreme spread 25, and standard deviation of 10. Those numbers started to tighten up and look a little better, but this wasn't correlating. So we're doing better in one, not doing so great in the other department. But again, the brass, very consistent, not much to worry about. Anyways, on to our last charge. So here's our final charge of 16.5 grains of 4227, and we are just over an inch. Average velocity just over 1800 feet per second, and our extreme spread and standard deviation opened up just a little bit, but really accuracy is, you know, what I'm going for. So I'll take accuracy over the prettiest numbers all day. And you know, this is just a cast round, something to train with, something for plinkings. I'm sure there's lots of ways we could do better here, but I'm gonna try this again, or maybe just load up 50 and go blasting, and if they work, that's pretty cool. I might also go a little bit higher with a couple groups. I might try a little bit lower with a couple groups. I don't know. I'm sort of enjoying this powder here with the Blackout. Seems pretty versatile. There's data for like 110 grain all the way up to 240 grain, so it should be able to do anything we throw at it. But for now, that's gonna be all of that. I have a bunch here we just cast up, and I do have some gas checks sent in by Booze and Bullets, so thanks again for those. I am going to finally get around to using them. So I'm gonna see if we can take one of our charges with a good velocity set, throw some gas checks on those bullets, and see if that'll help our accuracy as well. So if you enjoy this sort of content, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. You can also support me over on patreon.com/dummyround. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you in the next video. Have a good one.